Welcome to a new live stream here from the Karchak studio in Essen in Germany. Welcome.
Hello and welcome.
Today we have an interesting topic. It's all about sleight of hand and whatever you needed to be on that level as a magician as you are today. All after the intro. Just in case I missed the chat, it's open now. If you have any questions, let us know. We are here to help and discuss with you. Yeah, today the idea would be to talk about sleight of hand. When did you start with your life as a magician?
Well, a long time ago. It's like close to 21 years.
We are getting old, huh?
Yeah.
So that was not as a child. Certainly we all got our magic kit or magic case with plastic crap, and this definitely did not turn us into a magician.
No.
Yeah, but then you started full throttle when you were in Ibiza working, and you saw a magician there. And you picked it up from him, was it correct?
Let's call it not a magician, but he did a trick. He did a trick, and the girl was very
handsome afterwards.
Yes. So and then I was thinking, yeah, okay, playing guitar or doing magic is the best way, but playing guitar in a disco is stupid.
And it's very hard, and way harder to do. Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
But at least we know someone who can play piano and is also a magician.
Yeah, Christian.
Exactly, Christian Grace. Greetings to him. So yeah, I started with sleight of hand when I started doing magic in 2004, when I was 36. And don't start calculating, that's not fair. And and yeah, I certainly went through the whole book of the card college of Roberto Giobbi and learned a lot of skills. And the first tricks that I released were then also involving with Hammond counts, Elmsley counts, and different kinds of handlings, even like the what's it called here, the homing card, what is kind of tricky if you never do this.
Yeah.
Then you have to remember what was exactly the pattern. It's not difficult, but to remember every single slide or the setup Monty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yes, that's kind of tricky if you really have to remember the whole movement that you do. Yes. The
yeah, you have to practice.
On a daily basis, then it's easy. Then it goes into your blood. But when you're putting it away and not perform it every day,
like a Rubik's cube.
or the Tamaris harmonica stick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So and I saw a lot of magicians performing some of our tricks, and I was kind of ashamed sometimes that the skills of the presentation was lacking because they were so concentrated in not messing up the slides that they had to do, that their focus went down to their hands, to their tricks, and this is something, yeah, that's just difficult to do. So I thought it would be nicer as Karchak to release trick cards, trick decks, etc.
For helping to get the same effect.
Yeah, and somehow we even found out that some of the effects get stronger when implementing trick cards. Mm-hmm. And I learned this lesson with Gaston, who is a German magician and FISM winner, who asked for special, I can tell you, there were long aces. The whole deck was short, and the aces looked out of it.
It was long.
And he did a very interesting performance. He's an actor with magician's skills, and this helped him to do everything. And he just said, "I don't care about sleight of hand. If I can make my life easier as a performer, I do it." And let's say definitely working on stage in close up when you really are kind of having some stuff in your pockets, like now I have here my Para wallet and
this one is very interesting.
This one as well that you know as well, but that's a little secret. That's always in my pocket. And so you are certainly limited to a certain space, and pocket space is very important. So sometimes you're just you have to make a decision. Do you carry a case with you around when you do your strolling, or what will be your situation, how you perform? And if it's only a deck of cards, then you certainly will have difficult times to do not sleight of hand.
I use all the time a normal deck of cards, most of the time. So
Well,
when I go for walkarounds.
and then you, for instance, you told me earlier that, for instance, Zenith is something that is in your arsenal.
Yeah, Denise is in my card box because I use it for an holdout. That's for hide, let's say for a French kiss or for a duplicate card. Yeah, I use it for hiding something. You know, it's not like card on ceiling. What's great, it works perfect with this gimmick. But I use it on a different way.
It's a nice add-on to have it in your deck of cards and to carry stuff with you.
Yeah.
That would be more difficult, or you would have a wallet, etc. So yeah, for a performer, I think it's a weapon. It's a really good weapon without even being used as Zenith itself.
Yeah. Let's go to the first one. It's cards across.
Yeah, the total classic, cards across. You count down, or the spectator is counting down 10 cards twice, so he does 10 piles, two piles, not too many cards, 2 piles, and then certainly you make something happen that cards move from there to there. Yeah. Most of the time it's 10 cards and 3 cards move. Any idea why this strange pattern? Why it has to be 3 cards and why it has to be 10?
But I think 3 is a good acting number, you know, because
when you are funny, with funny behavior, etc.
I saw a lot of good performances, and they do it. The first card goes, boop, boop, and they make some funny things.
I mean, have you seen ever, or do you know Mac King with his cloak of invisibility?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so that's definitely cool. But he can play it. So how many can you imagine putting on this cloak of invisibility and doing the trick?
Anyway, I don't use this cards across thing, so it fits not to my person. It's a very good also stage routine. You can play this very, very big, and you don't need more than a deck of cards. Because I think we don't have to show cards across here.
The classic
one where you palm something. So, but
this could be done with a regular deck of cards. Some do it with a long card, so that they can palm off something. Yeah. Right, making it a little bit easier by gluing 2 cards together, making it long.
Or you have the cards in your pocket. So they shuffle the deck and they put 10 cards out in your hand, and then you grab it. So there's a lot of it's a lot of different methods around it. But what you have on the market is
2 things.
2 things, yeah. Yes. 2 things.
Well, there's one presentation thing that is missing. It's good if it's just about the number of cards. So from 10 here, 10 there, then it's 7 here and 13 there. That's certainly great, but you never specified which cards have to move. Yeah. So that's definitely not something. Have you ever heard of the performance of David Williamson, what he did on stage with this card across thing?
I have no idea.
Maybe he brought people up on stage because he had 2 people there with the cards, right? And he took people from the audience and placed them around with so that they would be interlocked each other, and built a circle. So and he had a lot of people there, like 10 people here, 10 people there, and he tried to get into the circle to grab the cards, and he couldn't. And at the end of the performance, it was never about the cards. Then he counted the people, and 7 people were here, and 13 people were there. That's a very, very cool topic. That was really awesome. He fooled so many magicians in Blackpool with this. I think it was Blackpool where I saw it.
Great.
Yeah. Okay. We have this trick that's called Teleporter by Dave Arch, and that is actually a pretty tricky method where you really can show the whole deck and let the spectator. You separate the deck in 2 halves. One half goes to the other side with the spectator, and you have 3 more who now consciously select one of the cards. and the cards are fully visible. There's no misindex whatsoever, and they can select 3 cards. And yes, these 3 cards will disappear and reappear on the other side in this deck.
Go on our website and check the trailer and the full performance.
Yeah, that's Teleporter.
It's really cool. It's a gimmick deck, but it's a really cool and solid routine.
There is even it's either for stage in close up, could be done as well. I think the demo performance is in close up. What you can do on stage is certainly easier because you can hide all the trick movements. And the cool thing is you could give away the deck because it's only half of it that is kind of different, right? And this second half can easily be exchanged while moving around, etc. Because that half that is already waiting there is completely ungimmicked. So that one can already be given out. And the other half with a small switch you can also then hand out, and it's a normal deck that you now give away. Right. So it's not that bad, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. And the other one would be Toka, the thought of card across. What is certainly a great effect as well. It was by Morgan and it is by Morgan and West. The performance that you see on in the demo is especially for their characters. It's 2 magicians with 1 spectators. You certainly can turn it around, meaning you have the magician in the center having 2 spectators left and right, and deal down the cards. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, very quickly. So let me show this. The top camera. So you have red cards and you have black cards here, and all you have to do, you start with the red cards over here, you start with the black cards over here. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 black. I'll show them quickly. All black. Here we go. And let's do it here as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 cards. And again, I'll show them all in red. Now the spectator on the left or the right, whoever has the black cards, he would now be allowed to mentally select one of the cards.
Got one.
You got one. Perfect. Now let me do this again from here. Black cards are here, red cards are here. You have mentally selected 1 card, right? Yeah. And now I want to bring this card over to this part, and it's already done. There's no palming, there's nothing. This is just
invisible palm, yeah.
It's yes. That's definitely invisible, and I already moved the card that you're even thinking of. We never thought about. You never told me the card.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can already show that here is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Wow.
That means also in this part would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 cards now. And certainly, let's do it one more time. Well, you have seen that it's now 11, correct? First of all, is it your card that is missing? We will find out in a second. Is your card still amongst these 9?
No, it's not anymore there.
Not. So that means it has to be over here. What was your card?
The 8 of spades.
The 8 of spades, interesting. So let's have a look. Top camera. Here we go. That is not the 8. The 8 of spades, you said? Damn it, it's not good.
Boom.
It's always the last card.
Red one.
Nice. So, and the cool thing is, I figured out a way how this pack
instant reset
completely resets. So this pack is now ready for the next table and can be put away if you want to do this in table hopping. Yeah, this is really cool if you think about it. For stage, very simple. You don't have to have any headaches, and if you are on stage anyway, then you can also argue that it's only red 10 and 10.
You can use it
cards.
for a different thing. You can also place the cards on different positions. They think of one, it disappears and appears in another place.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's pretty versatile if you think about it. You can do a lot of different things with this.
So it's great. It's called Toka, and check out on our website. And now we jump to the next one.
Just one quick question,
yeah.
Joao. Welcome. Thanks. Join us. The Phoenix Alcoran deck. The Alcoran is a repeating. Could you please I have not worked with an Alcoran for a long time. Could you just type in what the Alcoran is, and I will tell you if it's available or not, or in which variation we would do it.
Okay.
Second thing, everybody knows the most the most famous deck for magicians. What is the invisible deck? Certainly, what is crazy because it's always visible. No, but the pattern was, that's why it's called the invisible deck, that you would hand out a deck invisible into the audience, and now they are selecting the red cards or black cards and so on and so on. Or one guy would take it out of the box, joke, 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 and take out one card, remove it, put it back in upside down, and then hands it back, and then suddenly it materializes inside this mesh bag or whatsoever, and now you would have this deck visible, what was invisible before, and the card that the spectators selected is now upside down in this deck, or face down in an upside down.
And you can do this effect also with skills. There are many ways to turn around a card. So maybe let's say, give me any card.
Your favorite one, the 7 of clubs. No, let's do something that you would not expect. I don't know. The King of Hearts.
The King of Hearts. So what you need is, well, in my version, it's not stacked right now, but when you have a stack, you know exactly in which position this card is, and you bring it to the bottom. Let's say what do you say? The
King of Hearts.
Interesting. So King of Hearts. So you bring this to the bottom, and on the bottom you can easily turn this card around like that, and you say, wow, the King of Hearts, because this is crazy, because it's the only card what is face down, and it's the king. So there are many ways with handling and with the situation, walk around situation, what you can do. What I do in the German one is I guess a card. Give me any card.
6 of diamonds.
6 of diamonds. Interesting. Let me. 6 of diamonds. Interesting. That's the only card I was missing.
Then look in your mouth.
No, that will be a hit. The truth is, the only card what is in the deck face down is the 6 of diamonds. Mm-hmm. Can see this. Look, it's only one card. Boom. So you need a lot of misdirection, and you have to do something, and it's work, and you need a reason for it. I know everything, but we're speaking about techniques. So you can turn a card around. So you can also do something like that, and oops.
Sure.
You can.
This is here's now the advantages and disadvantages. If you think about it, the invisible deck is certainly. Let's talk about this. What you cannot do with your technique is, here's the deck, I never touched it.
Yeah.
It's in a sealed envelope, and so on and so on.
Absolutely.
So this is what you then also should emphasize if you use an invisible deck. Otherwise, you can do it with skill.
There was a very cool effect on the Magic Monthly of Christian Grace from a friend of him, and he showed an impromptu invisible deck routine with a deck in the box. What is in the moment when it's crazy. Go on his membership. It's an absolutely amazing routine. But when we go in a real life situation, you can easily misdirect people and can do something. So, but cleaner is the invisible deck because it's there. Oh, give me a card. Interesting
presentation wise, cleaner, but you're not cleaner as the deck is not examinable, and is certainly
the end of the effect. One card is face down in the deck. For the spectators, maybe it's the same, you know. It's.
I mean, if you ever have seen Danny Ortiz when he's performing and he's already 5 steps ahead of everybody, and he's using.
Oh, there's your card.
no, he has later when a card is randomly selected. Certainly not. In every deck that is on the table that he ever touched is already this card face up. So he's while he's using your deck and then this deck and so on, he's already setting up the whole. Oh, did I now tell how he did it? That's not fair. It's pure magic. Anyhow, so think about what you could not do with an invisible deck and what you can do, what you cannot do with a normal deck where you have to do some skills. And I would certainly then try to milk the impossibility, especially in that particular way, if I'm using a trick deck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, especially now with the card cross that I did here with Toka, the great point is that these cards are visually very simple to see, all black, all red, and a selected card that's only mentally selected is moving over without even saying anything. So there's no skill possible whatsoever that I would now be able to find the card, palm it out, bring it over, etc. And I never touched it. So that's certainly the interesting thing when you use trick cards.
Yeah.
See what makes it impossible with if you would compare it to a normal deck. And
But it's cool to learn techniques and to play around on the ideas. So
if you have the time. But first, I think the most important thing is your confidence and your your performance skills, let's say it, and the communication with the spectators.
Yeah.
I have seen so many move monkeys who cannot even look into the eyes of a spectator.
I know.
Right? So if you juggle cards, yeah, it's nice, but it's not what you should do as a magician, as a juggler, or all these fancy moves. Then okay, go for it, but that's not magic. And it's the interaction that is really what you should do. So we will not show you the invisible deck. I think
you know what it is, but there are many ways to can go for a technique routine.
Yes, Joao, the 6 cards repeating deck. Now I get it. Thank you. I was thinking that it might be this. Well, we have a kind of a variation of it, and that is the Get Sharky deck.
Ah, Get Sharky, yeah.
Yeah, where we are also using 6 cards repeating. However, this is a very special setup, as these cards, these cards will disappear. So it's not just a deck of cards where you see these 6 cards when you spread them. It's something different. And then we also have the Mind Power deck. In this particular case, we have eight values repeating.
What is great.
On one side, and on the other one not. What is also a weapon.
And you will find a really cool routine from Darren Brown with.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
check it.
Really
you find it on YouTube, Mind Power Deck and John Kennedy.
Well, as we have it, it's you will find it on our website. We also have the Mind Power Travelers, what is a nice add-on for a Mind Power deck. Anyhow, so this is something that you could use if it's just about a 6-way force deck. What it is, then I don't have it in my repertoire. We don't have it. No.
Let's go for peak.
No, another one. The Cut the Aces.
Oh, Cut the Aces. Yeah.
Yes. Or shall we do the peak first?
Let's go for the peak first.
Okay. You want to do the peak with?
I do it with.
Nice. Okay. Good. So finding out a selected card.
Yeah.
In different ways. You have certainly the possibility of a regular deck of cards, no markings whatsoever.
Absolutely. So let's say go for stop or something like that.
So here, this one.
This one. Okay.
I hope it wasn't forced.
No.
It wasn't.
But
that would have been a different trick.
All the time, not sure. So remember the card, and by the way, you can shuffle the deck.
And that was the movement.
Exactly, it was the 3 of diamonds.
Yes. So with this, the top. Yeah, with this particular break where you keep your pinky inside.
So the card is over there.
Yeah.
Like a little break, and
wait. The break is because you leave the pinky in there.
Exactly. And I make a really big gap. So and then I turn it.
Yeah,
and automatically
it opens up.
It opens up, and then you can give it to the spectator. You can leave it there for a moment. There are many performances. I saw they do like that, or think of a card. I do it all the time like that. I turn, say, shuffle the deck, and that's it.
Danny, for instance, loves to bring it to the top, meaning having the 5 of hearts, for instance, and now using his pinky.
Yeah, you can
by looking in it or so. That certainly is also a way.
Yeah, or you can also like I did this a million times. So the card goes in, spectator can see the card goes in, and then I go for this, and I say, look, take the deck and then shuffle, and in this moment I have the card here, and then I get it back.
Have you ever tried this one with the bending? What someone said when you do this?
No, I think this feels really
Yeah, that it's so flexible that you cannot see it, but you see the card. You know.
Yeah,
that?
I know this, but I don't feel this. I don't feel it.
Feeling meaning you don't want it's
No,
not your
it's not
performance
like
style.
it's not like no.
But then the other one is this one. Have you
Yeah,
seen this one?
yeah.
With the snap.
Yeah, we spoke a lot of times about this, but I don't like. I don't like it. I go for this sometimes.
Nice. Okay, that works as well.
Yeah, very
That
simple.
looks good.
And you don't have to do nothing. You play around, grab it.
Wow.
That's it.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah.
Hey, saludos a Chico de Costel. Good morning to Las Vegas. I think 9 hours. No, it's noon now. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Yes. So, what could we do instead of a peak?
Mark deck.
Yes, the mark deck would be a great alternative. Certainly, there are different ways of marking. Our classic marking, what is in the four corners of a deck, is certainly something that works well. And then we have the Boris Wild mark decks that are nicer to find a specific card, especially when a card is named.
I prefer the sum deck because they can lift the cards. They look and you see it here, and you don't even touch the deck.
That's true when it's about a chosen card or a selected card, and you would now need to know the information about it.
Yeah.
If you need to control the card, then certainly the Boris Wild might be better, because now you have to find the card from the backs instead of looking into the faces. You could certainly do it with doing it face up, going through the whole deck. Can you see your card? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
In that meantime, you would cull it out and control it. But if you do it in a spread, then you can show all the cards on the table. It's 52 whatsoever, but face down. You would spot the card there and secretly cut there, or leave your finger on it and do exactly the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I think a mark deck has really, is a nice weapon in your arsenal.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So.
A nice weapon is also the cutting the aces thing.
But this is something that you don't do with any gimmick.
Any gimmick. So this is the preparation.
What would be a classic gimmick?
Yeah.
No, one would be a breather crimp. If you would do it,
You can. But here there's no breather crimp, and you shuffle. This deck is not anymore so good for a good faro, because it's like really. Yeah. Okay.
Do I have to do a faro for you?
Yeah. So it's good. So and there is no breather crimp. There's nothing. Okay, Christian, maybe can you find an ace and cut to the middle?
I try my very best. Let's see if I can do it. Talk with us. I have no idea.
No, yes.
Oh,
yes.
so
No.
bad.
So you have to concentrate. Look, I do.
Is it me? Is it me?
It's you. So look, you cut to the first ace. So one left. There's no ace. So maybe let's try again. Yeah.
No, I have no idea. Please.
Yeah.
Yes,
Look,
there it works.
Here, put this back. So it's cool, huh?
Yeah.
It's not so bad. So you can also cut here one. Yeah, and the last one goes for, let's say, a number between 10 and 20.
17.
17 is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30, 40, 50. 50, okay. Sorry, my setup was wrong.
Two off.
Imagine that it's on 17, yeah?
Yeah, it is on 17.
It is on 17. Maybe
Yes.
I count wrong.
So,
But this is a really cool method. You need skill.
well, you could use a breather crimp, what is definitely already easier. It's something that a gimmick that you can make your own
but you don't
yourself. You don't have to buy it.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
As said, we compare sleight of hands to gimmicks.
Yeah.
And a breather crimp is something that is free of charge. Once you know how they work, you can make your own.
The cool thing here is you bring 4 cards on 4 different positions and then you cut through. So it's cool. It's impromptu without borrowed shuffle deck. No,
Yeah.
you have to do something.
Oh, you know what? I'm just remembering. It's Wizardcraft, I think, who sell them. It's a great tool where you are turning on the fly any card into a breather crimp without doing anything.
No magnets, no threads.
No, how you know what it is?
No.
It's a tool where you put in every single card, and you are putting a dent like a breather off center on one half. Let's say in this half, and you do it on every single card. So now the deck, as long as everything, it's like a stripper deck, but with breather crimps.
Interesting.
And now when you turn one or two cards, these cards are immediately starting to be a breather. It's really a cool gimmick. I think I even have this gimmick at home.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really a good one. I think it was Wizardcraft, and it's a very it's an expensive tool, and maybe you just want to go with a normal breather.
Yeah.
If you want.
Cool, man.
Or now what we can also do is using
Stripper deck.
the stripper deck, exactly. So if I would use the stripper deck, here are the aces, let's say, and I try to mimic the same thing that you did. Then first of all, did I orientate them right or not?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, that's the nice part about the Phoenix. It always does. No, that was false. Do it this way.
Better.
I liked when I saw this from Dennis Bear when he did it like this. Let's do it with the top. So you see the four aces in different locations, as you can see. And now all you have to do is finding the aces by cutting somewhere, like here. Or you like to do it in a different way?
Yeah.
Like stripping one out, or well, you could go to the other one. Maybe you want to find one.
Yeah, maybe I can go for
Even two.
Maybe no, I can go for this. Oh shit! Shit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, or you go
Maybe.
for very fast one. What?
And here we go, the four aces.
Million possibilities.
Yeah, I mean the stripper deck should be in the arsenal of every magician, not only beginners. But I think because I think it's really a great weapon for a performer who doesn't want to rely too much on sleight of hand.
Exactly.
If he needs to control something, then this is something you can do. Actually, Paul Potassi, who is already now dead for 2 years or so, in his whole life he always used the stripper deck. And what is cool, when you bring that card to the top that was chosen, and the other way around, right? Now you can put it into a card case.
Yeah, I can hold it back.
And
Easily hold it back.
what do you mean with hold it back?
You can hold it and put the rest of the deck out.
No. What his performance was always that he would show you one more time the whole deck. Now when he pushes, it automatically pushes there, and you put this one in there, and this goes into the the spectator can now hold this deck under a cloth whatsoever. You go underneath, and you're just pulling out that card, and that's the selected one. Or it puts it into his breast pocket, and you go inside and take out the card. Because it's super simple, just with a stripper, it makes it really easy. All you have to do is squeezing.
Good.
Yeah, absolute classic. He was in hospital, not very well, and he was still performing this for the nurse there. That was really cool, and fooled her badly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only thing he could do when he was over 90. So, yes, it's such an easy trick.
Great, man.
Then what else do we have? Any card at any number?
Yeah, you can do this with the any card, any number. There are million routines, and I prefer Ozzy wins routine.
Okay, what is different to the Daryl one? Do you remember?
No, but Ozzy wins is very clean.
Okay, is he also doing through 3 or 4 phases?
No, any card, any number.
Damn it! We did not speak about the any card at any number. I was now thinking about the ambitious card. Okay, going back, any card at any number. Okay.
So we go shortly in the any card, any number plot. So
yes.
Ungimmick deck, best version, difficult version, because you have to practice, is Ozzy wins version. You will find this version in I think in Vanishing Ink They sell it like a download. It's very cool. You have to do something, but it's so clean because the deck is on the table. You name a card, you name a position, and when he opens the deck, puts the deck out of the box, and then you count, and it's there. This is how it looks. Really cool.
That sounds very nice.
You can also go for
a lot of sleight of hand involved. It's not that easy.
It's not that easy. Yeah, it's okay. You can. It's not so hard to learn. You have to practice. But after 2 weeks,
okay.
You have to know a stack. You have to know it.
Okay.
This is the first thing, and then you have to open the deck, and yeah, you have to do something.
Give me the deck, please. Or is it the one that can be used? No, is it the one for later?
No, there is no later.
There's no later? Okay, there's one later. Imagine that you would have a certain stack, and you would know the stack very well, like Monica or whatever, Aaronson's stack. And Charlie Fry showed me a very clever method how to bring any card at any number by doing it on the table like so, and just moving them around like so. And while you are looking at the markings, right, you are not changing anything in the order.
Yeah, it looks messy.
Right, looks super messy, and all it is let me show this from the top. You are just moving the cards around, but in the end it's a circle. Where you're just moving them like so, and you're secretly marking now, checking for the markings if it is a marked deck, and now you would know at which position normally the card is, and now you would know how many cards where you would have to cut. So when you're done, you're cutting there, and you bring the deck exactly in a way that the name card. What is cool, right? Good. Yeah. So, but that's also, you would have to memorize the whole deck. And
you can also go for a Destiny deck, but this is not really any card, any number, any card, because they have to pick a card. It feels like any.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning it was any. Then it certainly is a certain force to it.
Yeah.
Shin Lim did it with Jimmy Fallon, in a way.
Yeah.
What felt like any card at any number.
Yeah.
And even Christian Knudsen back then was using the same deck, our double decker. But with a different preparation, what gave me a little bit of headache every time I had to deal down to a specific number, because the cards tend to slide open with the roughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to avoid this, and the Destiny deck is so far, I think, the most perfect. Well, let's do it. Is it somewhere here? Yep, it is here. So. First I would say point to any card, this one over here. He went for the, let's do it with the top card, he went for the Ace of Hearts, nice. And now I could shuffle the deck, riffle, shuffle, whatever shuffle, and whatever number now. 3, that's nice, because that allows me not to count too deep, and that would already be number 3. And that would be the card that you named.
A long time I closed my show with this.
It's for me. It's still one of the best decks ever. It's even let's say the ambitious card for dummies. You remember it was the Ace of Hearts, right? So let's say we will bring this Ace of Hearts now somewhere into the center by just cutting, and certainly you can check that these 2 cards would not be on top. The Ace of Hearts, but all you have to do is wait, and then it comes back to the top.
Now we are directly in the ambitious card. For.
This is for a stupid version.
Yeah.
Once you know the method of the Destiny deck, then it's fun to play around with it. Certainly, how would you do the ambitious card?
Yeah. Good.
The classic one. Oh, but there's another one. What you can do when you are familiar with the classic ambitious card. Then we have something up our sleeve with a specific trick card involved, and that is called Delicious Ambitious. Have a look. Delicious Ambitious using a very special gimmick or our very special spray. It's a pretty cool handling.
Really cool.
Fooling one or the other magician. Certainly you can do most of the slides with the normal classic ambitious card, but that especially is fooling a lot of magicians who are in the know and then expect something else to happen. So it's very, very clean because of the gimmick.
Great.
Yes, but you have something with you, and that is another topic, the out of this world. Let's talk about out of this world first.
Yeah, I think we don't have to show a normal out of this world routines. There are millions on the market, ungimmicked versions.
Out of the universe, out of the whatever.
Out of everything, and
Yes.
I love them all. I think the plot is very cool and interesting. And yeah, then I bring also my own version.
Definitely a lot of versions out there in different ways where you would alternating selected cards, or first at the beginning you would have a discarding pile, whatsoever. So there are a lot of versions of the out of this world available, but you found a way or that is a very fair looking.
Inspired on Peter Turner's Out of My Mind, or Out of This Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing is, it looks like it's very clean. It's very shuffled deck, so it's fair. It feels fair. And then let's say we go for 2 cards. Christian, which one is red and which one is black? What do you think?
I have no idea. I would say this is red.
Yeah, turn it.
And certainly wrong.
Okay, good.
Can I change?
Yeah, we can change the notes. So, and we go for top with us.
Yeah. And let's do without us, because then it's
Okay.
Or no, this one.
So yeah, and you can also shuffle the deck. So you can shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. You saw this is really good shuffle. No fakes. Yeah, and then the spectator can deal the cards very fair like that. No. Go for here, go for there. Sometimes, yeah, this one red or black. Yeah, what do you think?
Black.
Yeah, okay, it's a black one. Cool.
Okay.
You did it good. So, prove yourself. So, like more or less 2 equal piles. Yeah, okay, so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's good. So, okay, so
Well done.
this one
Hopefully.
is the red side,
Nice.
and this one is the black side. So, boop.
Very, very nice. Yes, and super simple to do because of a special deck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's an act. I love to perform this. It works for me. It works good. It's fair. It's a cool mentalism routine. I use it for a mentalism routine, and it feels super fair for people. And I showed this some people in the castle as well in Los Angeles.
You did not perform it there because you have to narrow down your show. It's 15 minutes or so.
20, maximum 20, and I don't have it all the time in because I switch 2 effects. Sometimes this one, sometimes that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I get a really good reaction also for magicians on this. So
yeah, the nice thing is that it's really in the hand of a spectator, so it feels very innocent,
yeah,
even if it's not.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't hand it out for inspection, but you already handed it out for dealing. Therefore, the heat is gone.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the nice part about it.
Yeah.
So that's order your approach to the out of this world topic, where you can show a full shuffle deck, shuffle again, and preparing in that time the whole deck for the presentation. So very, very simple. And therefore, what are the advantages and disadvantages of all these trick decks? I mean, the worst thing I would have to face is certainly that pocket management. If you are strolling around, you would either have to take care of which pockets have which trick. Certainly it allowed already, when I did all this, I changed the boxes in a way that I added certain texts to the bottom. As you can see, this is order, OR, that's the mark deck, that's the stripper deck. That's certainly nice for the pocket management. However, certainly in this particular case, you would now have to schlep around 3 decks.
Yeah.
And so if you are only using one gimmick deck, you can choose, maybe you're
Exactly.
doing a mark deck or not even a mark deck, just a regular one, then you don't carry that much with you. And but if you're a stage performer and you have your presentation box there anyway, or your table prepared, then it really doesn't matter. You can even do deck switches and people would not even notice.
Absolutely.
I heard that Joshua J in his act that he did back then, I think there were 8 or 10 deck switches involved, and nobody would ever notice because it goes back and forth in regular decks and double decker cards and so on and so on.
Cool, man. Great.
Yeah, so I would say give trick decks a chance, especially when you want to focus on your presentation skills and don't have the time to practice a lot. Certainly it is also fun if you want to dive deeper to train some slides. Preferred ones is definitely palming, a double lift, what else, a top change?
Yeah, or buy some apps.
No, that's not a skill. That's not a skill. That's just purchasing some magic. And then a Hammond count, Elmsley count, to perform those good is already an arsenal, because many people can't perform the Elmsley count very well. And that looks very, very creepy.
Another time, another topic, maybe Elmsley count.
Yes.
So have a great day.
Yes. Yeah, we have to close down because he's busy, I'm busy. We see us not next week, but in 2 weeks, because here's a bank holiday. It's Pentecost in Germany, and Monday we are not working. Therefore, I hope we will see us in 2 weeks. Until then, bye-bye.